Coming up next, the 20th anniversary of Penn State's Hub Lawn shooting. We talk with the first police officer on scene when the tragedy happened.
And despite the controversy over football coach Joe Paterno's legacy, the university will mark his special anniversary tomorrow. We have reaction and more details on the events. The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Alex Blankman.
And I'm Jenna Kaminsky. This weekend marks 2 decades since a tragedy on Penn State's campus shook the community, made national headlines, and left 1 woman dead. The Hub Lawn shooting happened 20 years ago tomorrow. Weiss Aramesh is on campus where it all happened. Weiss?
Thanks, Jenna. We're standing in front of the spot where 20 years ago this weekend, Jillian Robbins took a rifle and fatally shot 21-year-old Melanie Spalla. Now today in the Hub, a university professor is hosting an event to commemorate the anniversary as Penn State remembers the tragedy that struck campus one September morning 2 decades ago. It's hard to imagine on an average Friday afternoon that 20 years ago, a 19-year-old woman positioned herself on Penn State's Hub Lawn with a rifle and fired 5 shots that would stun the university and the nation.
You know, there's always a few incidents that every officer remembers, and that's going to be one for me. I mean, I won't forget it.
Bill Morschenbacher is now a Penn State University Park Assistant Police Chief, but 20 years ago, he was a patrol officer. On September 17, 1996, Morschenbacher was the first member of law enforcement on the scene after Jillian Robbins fired shots across the Hub Lawn, killing 21-year-old Melanie Spalla. At the time, the death of a student shocked the Penn State community and shook campus to its core.
This view we seem to have of this being an idyllic place surrounded by mountains, in a quiet borough in Pennsylvania, we couldn't believe that anymore. You know, we had been that had all changed as a result of a single individual.
Morschenbacher says that Penn State police are now better prepared if something terrible were to happen.
Today, our officers are all equipped with patrol rifles. We have members on the regional SWAT team. We train specifically for these type of things.
Today, as Penn State students walk to class, many do so in remembrance of a tragedy that changed Penn State and its student body forever.
I think many of the students were questioning themselves that day and recognizing that if they hadn't stopped for coffee at an earlier point, if they had gotten up at 8 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock that morning and walked across that Hub Lawn, that they too could have been victimized.
The event inside the Hub is called Talking About Guns. A Penn State professor invites anybody who wants to discuss about the shooting or about guns on campus in general, a subject that has certainly become a lot more prevalent today than it was 20 years ago. Reporting from the Hub Lawn in University Park, Weiss Aramesh, the Center County Report.
Thanks, Weiss. A new report from the state shows Pennsylvania is seeing a huge increase in reports of child abuse cases. Prosecutors have seen a 40% jump in abuse cases. A 2014 change in the law made more adults legally responsible to report suspected cases and expand the definition of abuse. Last year, Center County alone handled more than twice as many abuse claims as the year before. The number of cases is now stretching the resources of the county DA offices. For the second time in a week, a Penn State student has died in a car crash. Our media partner, StateCollege.com, reports 22-year-old Nikolai Tereshak died in a crash Tuesday night in Wayne County in Northeast PA. He was an English major at Penn State University Park. Police say his car went off the road after missing a curve. He was the only person in the car. Another student died in an accident in State College last week.
Autopsy results are in for a 13-year-old girl found dead near a river in western Pennsylvania. Chevy McGiffin went missing last Friday after leaving her home in Clarion to go to a dollar store to buy a coloring book. Searchers found her dead Sunday near the Clarion River. The coroner says the cause of death was accidental drowning. McGiffin's mother told a TV station that she thought her daughter was kidnapped, and police are investigating how the girl ended up in the water.
State College police are looking for a middle-aged woman they say tried to use counterfeit money at the Unimart on North Atherton Street on Sunday morning. She was wearing a yellow shirt with a black headband in her hair. Police are asking anyone who may be able to identify the suspect to call them.
Heroin and opiate addiction is a growing problem nationwide, including here in Centre County. This week, the second of several town hall meetings addressed how to cope with addiction and how to find solutions. Reporter Christine O'Connor has the story.
The second in a series of town hall meetings to combat opioid addiction Tuesday was organized by the Centre County Heroin and Opiate Prevention and Education Initiative, also known as HOPE. Its mission? To eliminate substance abuse using outreach, education, and treatment.
I think we have the opportunity to really make a difference in folks not only that are here tonight, but find themselves in a situation where they need to understand what's going on, and they can use this as that resource for the future.
A panel with experts in the field answered anonymous audience questions, sparking conversation and discussing steps forward. One local man in recovery reflected on his success at combating addiction.
So, quick little background. I'm from State College. I went to State High. I am an addict in recovery. This October 13th will mark my 2-year of sobriety.
After the meeting, HOPE set up informational booths outside the auditorium to help those struggling with addiction.
It's helping people move through the stages of change and wanting to change and embrace recovery and see that there is a better way. So, we provide them the hope that they can have a different lifestyle.
Reporting in State College, I'm Christine O'Connor for the Centre County Report.
The next town hall meeting is scheduled for October 11th at Bald Eagle High School.
Starting tonight, events at Penn State will mark the 50th anniversary of Joe Paterno's first game as head coach. Tonight, hundreds of former players will attend a private reunion at Medler Field. Then at tomorrow's game, members of the 1966 team will help commemorate the anniversary. The university says focus will be on Paterno's commitment to student athletes and academics. But others say with the Sandusky scandal still fresh, it's too soon to honor Paterno.
Joe Paterno began his Penn State coaching career in 1950 after playing quarterback at Brown. In 1966, he became head coach. 46 years later, his career ends with 409 wins, 24 bowl victories, and 2 national championships. A Penn State icon, but one clouded in controversy. I stand right here outside Beaver Stadium, the house that Joe Paterno built. His statue stood right here until 2012, when it was removed amid the Jerry Sandusky scandal. Now, on the 50-year anniversary of the beginning of his coaching tenure, Penn State has chosen to honor him. People I talked with have mixed emotions about the plan to honor Paterno before the September 17th game.
The university did not think of how this might impact the victims, and this is a case that is still being litigated, so this preempts that whole process, so it's a very poor decision.
Jerry Sandusky's arrest in 2011 on child sex abuse charges started a series of events that led to a chaotic environment for the university, Paterno's firing, and NCAA sanctions, with detractors questioning what he knew and when.
No, it's controversial. He might have known, but we honestly don't know for sure. But as a Penn State fan and growing up loving Penn State football, I think it's fine that we get to honor him. I think he deserves to be honored.
Well, I think it's kind of sending awkward mixed messages because on the one hand, I mean, the Joe Paterno statue's gone. Who knows where it is? And on the other hand, now they're trying to honor him. I just think that the message isn't clear, and I think that they should probably get on the same page.
Penn State plans to commemorate Paterno's legacy, focusing on his commitment to student athletes and academics, and by bringing in the captains from the 1966 team. And his family has been relatively quiet. But Scott Paterno did respond to a negative tweet about his father looking the other way, saying, "Never mind the fact that he reported properly the only allegation ever brought to him. Ask the Office of the Attorney General. There are strong opinions on both sides of the issue and what Paterno's legacy will ultimately be."
I do know that he made a significantly positive influence on our educational mission. I think that he has a great tradition, and by doing this, it diffuses it, it dilutes it, it undermines it.
Paterno's wife, Sue, said while she's pleased that Penn State will mark the anniversary, the family told the university it wanted the focus of the event to be on the players.
Will the rain hold off long enough tomorrow so fans won't get wet at the game?
We'll take a look at this weekend's weather forecast coming up. And today, National Working Parents Day, we had the opportunity to sit down with a working mom who attends Penn State Altoona. Stay tuned to hear her touching story and how she balances a job, school, and motherhood.